Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you brothers out there preaching this word and laboring in this word in truth and in sincerity. All right. And yeah, I just want to touch on this, like the flavor of the week right now is these Abbott cats, and they've been doing responses from getting rebuked about their doctrine being off concerning the R.F.I.D microchip, which is the mark of the beast, and they've been doing responses as if they're the ones who are in the right and as if people have been unrighteously coming against them. And I'm gonna just play a little bit from these different videos, man, and I'm gonna speak on it.
Man, what I just wanted to expound on is persecution, because when you actually walking righteous in this truth and you serving the Most High and Yahweh Shai to the best of your ability, you're going to have men or women, vice versa, rising up against you for the gospel's sake, for Hamashiach Yahweh Shai's sake. And a lot of times it's envy, a lot of times it's jealousy, a lot of times it's pride. It goes into a list of wickedness that men,
and that's the thing about it, he's saying that he's basically alluding to the fact and trying to say that GMS coming against him and correcting them on their doctrine goes back to envy, being envious of these young bucks, being jealous of these young bucks, and what did he say? Being envious, being jealous, and basically being wicked. Let me hear that again.
It goes into a list of wickedness that is pride.
Oh, and being prideful. So lucky. I think my mic's making some weird noises. Might be time to replace the cord. But and I just really can't understand why he would go. Why he would go into that and say that people coming against them and correcting them on their doctrine is going back to being jealous, and being prideful. You guys kind of just popped up on the scene not too long ago, and start getting some attention now. However long y'all been preaching the truth, y'all haven't been around that long enough to say that people are being jealous of you, I mean, that's kind of a bold statement to make, and honestly, I perceive that one of the reasons you guys are so popular is because you've all concentrated your effort onto being on this one channel. If you guys had your own individual channels, which you may have them, I've seen this guy's channel in particular, even though he hasn't posted in 7 months, because I believe you guys are focusing all your energy on posting on this page here, so it's like a group effort. But regardless, you guys, to say that is kind of being prideful, to say that other people are being proud. In turn, it's almost like you're allowing your pride to make you believe such a thing, because, you always say, like in this one, he says, stop the hatred against thy brother. Well, let's see what the scriptures say, because this is not hatred. When you're correcting somebody, it's not because you hate them, it's typically because you love them. That's something else I was going into. I'm gonna just move that over here, and I'll use this one. So lucky if my mic's making any noises here. Let me move this mic a little bit. Because what do the scriptures say about this particular type of situation? Proverbs 27:5, it says, open rebuke is better than secret love, So what we're saying right now is not to be jealous of you, to make you guys feel bad about yourself. None of that stuff. It's to correct you on your doctrine, man, because it tells you in Revelation that you were going to be buying or selling with this mark, you know? So it can't be what you guys are saying it is, an embargo or these different things, whatever you want to say it is. It says every man, free or bond, you know, great or small, will have to have this in order to buy food, you know? Like the one dude said on y'all channel, well, how we gonna eat then when the famine come? Well, the scriptures say that my servant shall eat, you know. So that should be the least of your worries. We're warning you against taking this mark, because if you take the mark, there's no salvation for you, you know. But let me just let some of this what he's saying play as well.
Mark chapter 3 and verse 24, and this reads, "And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand." So this was Yahweh talking about, you know, the devil being against itself, which is Esau is as itself, but that goes into Israel as well. It's a lot of hatred and strife and jealousy going on.
You know, and I just find it funny how these brothers keep on saying that word jealousy. There's a lot of envy and hatred and strife and jealousy. You know, envy and jealousy come from looking at somebody else and, you know, I don't know, I guess coveting after what they have or whatever the case may be. But why would somebody be jealous of somebody preaching the wrong doctrine, you know? Because you guys are kind of really young in the spirit. Like I'm learning more myself, but you guys are really young in the spirit. Like a lot of the guys y'all have preaching on y'all channel are not ready to be teachers, man. They're not ready to be teachers, but all of a sudden people are being jealous of some novices. I mean, I don't get it. Possessive and suspicious, you know. Let's see. Look at the etymology of that. Emulation, rivalry. Let's see. So it goes back to zeal, tolerating no unfaithfulness. Oh man, that's beautiful. In biblical language, tolerating no unfaithfulness, you know, and that's what it's going back to. So maybe you're right about that, you know, in a roundabout way, because we're not tolerating the unfaithfulness, that you don't believe that the R.F.I.D microchip is the mark of the beast, man. Most of the words for envy had from the outset a hostile force based on look at with malice. Well, remember, I'm not looking at you with malice. I'm looking at you with, you need to be corrected. Come on, not love. It's like you. Okay. So let's look at this one. In a zealous manner, in a suspicious and possessive manner, or sexual possession, enthusiasm, love, longing, enthusiasm, you know, and love. Better is open rebuke than secret love. Regard, watchfulness, meaning zeal, fervor, devotion, you know. So that's really what it goes back to, you know. So I guess in some ways you brothers is right that we're trying to, you know, show you love by correcting you, you know. Because when you don't care, like the brother was bringing out in camp last week, when you don't care about somebody, then you don't say anything. But when you care, you correct them so that they can change their ways, you know. But rather than receiving correction, you know, you brothers choose to just say, oh, they just hating on us, you know. When that's far from the case, you know. All right, so let's just get this, because y'all saying that, you know, people are hating on y'all. Proverbs 15:10, correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. You know? And so that's the point, man. You know, we're trying to help you by rebuking you and showing you, hey, this is what it really needs to be, but y'all can't get down with that, you know? Y'all saying that we jealous of you for trying to teach you the right way. Proverbs 12:1. Whoso loveth instruction loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish. Oh man, that's beautiful through the spirit, because Apostle Gabar said that you guys are upstarts and brutes. And that's true, because you hateth reproof, you know? And it says that you're being brutish because you hate reproof, man. You know? Proverbs 9:8-10. And I haven't really heard you guys say that you hate Great Millstone or anything like that. But y'all keep on putting this, trying to put this stigma of hatred, you know, which I think I might, through the spirit, go into that word stigma just briefly in this, you know, in this lesson here. And this is probably not going to be the last one that I do. You know, I might do a sit down with the other brother in the camp, the first in command of the GMS Pittsburgh camp. All right, so Proverbs 9:8. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. You know, and so that's what we're doing. We're trying to show you, you know, that the way that y'all are breaking down the revelation. What is it? It's like you. Revelation. 13, Revelation 13, and 16 is wrong. The way that you guys break it down is wrong, you know. That's all we're trying to do, is show you that the way you guys break it down is wrong. Now I can understand why you would say that the he is America, you know, because when it talks about the little horn coming up, and also when it talks about the eighth beast, it refers to it as a he. But you also have to understand that it refers to this place as America, Babylon the Great, which is a whore, you know, the mother of harlots, the whore that sitteth upon the beast, the scarlet colored beast, the whore that's arrayed in purple and gold, and the one with which the nations have drunk of the wine of her fornication. You know, this place is first and foremost referred to as a whore, you know, a harlot, you know, the daughter of Babylon, you know, the virgin daughter of Babylon, the daughter of the Chaldeans. That's this place. Now, first and foremost, when you think about the he, that's primarily referring to Esau, you know. So y'all kind of going off on that, you know, when y'all say that the he is America, because in some ways it is, but for the most part, it's not. It's talking about Esau. So like you. All right. You know, and he calls us all small, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now let's see what you guys say that this is real quick. Oh dang, I thought I already had this open. Let's just go here. All right.
To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
All right. So the mark is talking about a spiritual mark. It's not a literal mark. You know, brothers will break it down and say that's talking about an R.F.I.D chip.
Okay, so they're gonna be asking you spiritual questions when you go to buy or sell, and then no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So it's a spiritual mark that you're gonna be able to buy something with. That don't make sense.
And I've seen this video that the Apostle Tahar did, or the Elder Tahar did.
And this guy here, you know, with all this long hair, you know, you going off, bro. Because if somebody, first of all, if somebody walks up on you from behind, they're gonna think you're a chick, because all this long hair you have. Long hair is associated with females.
From GMS, and he's basically saying that.
And I even saw a couple videos where this dude was on there, and a damn scoffer got on there and said he looked it pretty and all this other gay shit. You know, you should cut that off, man.
The scientists are coming out with some neurological devices that they're gonna put
in the cerebellum, which is located in the front of the forehead. So you're trying to say, like, since that is happening, that the mark of the beast is just a chip, but it's not. It's not just one thing. The basis of
The primary, it's the microchip, man. Okay, there are other things you can do to get the destruction that the Most High is going to pour out, like having the name of the beast and the number of his name and worshiping the beast. You know, of course, those things are going to get you destroyed, but you're not going to be able to buy or sell unless you have the mark. Okay.
people saying the R.F.I.D chip is the mark of the beast is they'll go into the Greek word in Revelation 13 for mark, and it says charagma, which means an incision.
It means an etching.
I don't even say incision, do it. It says to engrave or something, an etching or a sketching in your skin.
It says etching, but see, hold on.
That too. When you go into the blue letter, which we go into as well, which they go into as well.
All right, so if you went into the blue letter and you went really deep into the blue letter, you will see what it says right here. All right, let's go to Revelation 13. Right? Because it talks about if you have the number of his name, right? So let's see, what does it say in Revelation 13 and 18? Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, right? Chi Xi Stigma. Chi Xi Stigma. All right. So when you go into that, Salakia. Not trying to get Abba. Let's see here. Maybe I can get it in the etymology. No, let's go into the definition of stigma. Stigma in the etymology. Mark made by skin, on skin by burning with a hot iron. Okay, like a brand. It's like being branded. When you get, now this is only part of it. There's more. I know if you brothers look ahead, you see it says mark of appointed instrument, but we're gonna get to that in a second. Now, this mark made on the skin by burning with a hot iron, that's like into what? A brand. Now, a brand being like let's see, let's just get it. Branding iron. So when you look at a branding iron, it's something that's used to put a mark on somebody to represent what? It represents that you mine. Okay? Jim Beam. This is Jim Beam. This is Superman. You see? It's a branding, you know. You think about a brand name. See? You take these branding irons and you burn something into someone's skin, you know? Built for it tough. You see these different things that you can burn into somebody's skin. So this is one aspect of it, you know, like a tattoo almost. But let's continue to read. From Latin stigma, plural stigmata. From Greek stigma, mark of a pointed instrument. Greek stigma, genitive stigmatos, mark of a pointed instrument. Puncture, tattoo mark, brand. From root of stizine, to mark, tattoo. From pi root stig, to stick, pointed. See stick. Figurative meaning, a mark of disgrace, is from, in English, is from 1600, stigmas, mark resembling the wound in the body of Hamashiach, appearing supernaturally on the body. But the point is, when you go to the Greek word, stigma, mark of a pointed instrument, puncture, tattoo, mark, or brand. So it's a mark of a pointed instrument. So when you go into the number of the beast, which is 666, part, what is that? A mark of a pointed instrument. And when you look at, let's see, chip. Let's just say chip in hand. But what do you see? They got this pointed instrument with which they use to implant the chip in your hand. On the instrument to put the chip in your hand. See? If you get the mark of the beast, man, you're going to be destroyed. And that's the thing about it. You're not teaching the people not to get it, you know? On the instrument. Used to put the chip into your hand. Different pointed instrument. Different people getting it inserted the same way, you know. And when you get the mark of the beast, that's a brand on you that you belong to Esau, man. You are putting Esau as your God at that point, you know, because you're giving him control over your body. You're officially taking the Most High out of control of your body, and you're putting Esau in control. You know, so it's important to let our people know, because they're pushing this thing on a mass scale. They're preparing Israel for this, but y'all ain't talking about it, you know?
It goes into a stent on your forehead on your right hand. Everything is not carnal.
Yeah, but this is going into a brand. This is going to a puncture wound.
Let me finish real quick. It's a spiritual mark, right? Give me something Solomon 8 and 6.
I was gonna say, I've seen some brothers say on the comment board, if you don't get the mark of the beast, you can't buy or sell or eat.
Right.
It's gonna be a famine. How are you gonna eat anyway if it's a famine?
The Lord will feed us. The Lord gonna feed us, man. The Lord gonna feed his men. You know, there's different things. You talk about if there's gonna be a famine, there's wild edibles the Most High can lead you to. You know, you could come across some food just in the wilderness somewhere, man. Like, oh man, look at these strawberries. Oh, look at these blueberries. You know, you gotta have faith that the Most High will lead you to be able to eat. You know, there's plenty of things that. How in the middle of winter are these animals eating? Most High got it out here already, you know, and he can lead you to it.
Measures. I want somebody who believes that the R.F.I.D chip is the mark of the beast to break down how it comes into effect during the times of Second Esdras 15 and 16, right during the time of Jacob's trouble.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta realize too, during the time of Second Esdras 16 and 15, there's gonna still be a portion of our people who've already taken the chip, who ain't gonna be going through certain things, you know. Oh man, my microphone tripping. I already read 15 earlier, when I was off, but let me see what he's talking about in 16. Hey, this is okay. The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Famine, plague, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. See? All right, look. You say how can they come into play during Second Esdras 15 and 16? But why does it talk about this right here? Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So why is it talking about victuals being cheap if ain't nobody buying? Because there are going to be people who are going to take the chip so that this may come to pass. First Thessalonians 5 and 3. You ain't thinking about this side of it. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So who is this applied to? You know, there's still going to be people who are going to be still all right. They're going to be okay. They're going to say peace and safety, and then suddenly shall destruction come upon them. You know. So you have to understand that, man. You have to understand that, you know. All right, so yeah, this is what it, like it says right here, man. Famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sin and scourges for a minute, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So there's going to be people who are going to be able to brush this stuff off and put it out of their mind. Oh man, that ain't me, and just going about their business. Food gonna be cheap, they're gonna be straight in their mind. But then suddenly such stuff come upon them, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So how they gonna escape the hunger? Because they're gonna get the mark of the beast, man. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. And for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. All right, and I seem to remember this being talked about in 15. All right. They shall smite one another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly, and dung of men unto the camel's hoof, And like it says down here, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripe, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. So this is after the fact, So that's the point, man. So for you to say how we gonna eat if there's a famine, there's gonna be people. There's gonna be a section of society, and outside of the men of the Lord, that they're gonna be like, oh look, if food is cheap, this, that, and the other, they're gonna be able to still buy because they took the mark of the beast, man. And then, of course, the men of the Lord, the true servants of the Lord, are going to eat because the Most High is going to feed them. If it could be done in the desert, if he could have manna rain from heaven to feed the children of Israel, how much more, in these days? You got to believe that it can be done, But anyway, I just want to touch on that a little bit. Like I said, this probably ain't going to be the only video they get done about this, but yeah, I just want to go ahead and touch on that real quick. So, hey man, if you guys listening, any of y'all out here listening to Adam Abbott, man, you gotta repent, man. They going off on quite a few things, and this is a very big thing to go off on. This mark of the beast topic, because the Most High says if you take the mark of the beast, Revelation 14, 9 through 11. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, his righteous anger, and shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name, So that's the point, man. If you take the mark of the beast, you're going to be destroyed, man. And these people not pushing the importance of not taking the mark of the beast is going to lead a lot of people astray, and it's going to lead them to being destroyed as well, man, for leading people astray. Because I feel like they're doing it out of sincerity. They really feel like that what they talking about is the truth. But it's going to get you destroyed, Brother Naquam and Brother Bayat Kadash. Y'all going to die, man, if y'all don't repent, man. All right? All praises, honor, and glory go to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakon Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutation to you humble brothers, you hopefully elect out there preaching this word and laboring in this word in truth, humility, and sincerity. With that, I say shalom.